Hey guys, hey fam, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Soti here, sotonyekelechinwuzi, aka Soti baby, Soti mama, Soti special, Soti sprinkle, Soti spicy, Soti light, because I am the light of the world. So this video is going to be a recap of my trip to Abuja. Okay, I traveled to Abuja for the biggest conference of lawyers. Okay, I had two conferences. The first one was the FIDA African Regional Conference. So of all the African countries, or a lot of African countries, were represented in Abuja to discuss about the Maputo Protocol and where women's rights has advanced 20 years later. Okay, and so we had so many interesting things, and I would just want to take you on that journey with me. Okay. Right. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe and share while we discuss about all the things that happened to me and the life-changing experience I had in Abuja. Okay? Okay, so guys, the first important thing I think for me on this trip was the fact that I traveled with my mom. Okay, I didn't show her too much because she didn't want to really be on the camera, but yeah, I traveled with my mom, and it was just a really exciting experience because my mom, obviously you guys know that she's in the legal profession like I am, and these shoes that I'm walking in now, she did these things 20 years ago. She was one of the pioneer members of FIDA River State. Okay, she's one of the members of the first FIDA ESCO in River State. She was part of it. So 20 something years down the line, almost 30 years down the line, and I'm her daughter. I'm now going with her to these events. It was just actually absolutely exciting, and it just showed me a glimpse into my future. Okay, the second thing that happened was we stayed in this lovely hotel, Fraser Suites, and you guys, I'll give you a brief room tour here so you can see what it looks like. It's a bit expensive, but I love the ambience. The food was good. Yeah, good to an extent. Like, I mean, you'll be full, you eat and be satisfied, but it was a bit basic, okay? But I love the fact that I was my mom. So we had breakfast every day. We'd go down, we'd chill and all that. So the main point of this video is to talk about, yes, the life-changing experiences I had. The other FIDA reps, okay, from Africa, from other parts of Africa, Ethiopia, I think it was Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire and all of that. They were all women, of course, because they are women lawyers, people that are in the industry or the field of women's rights. But something I noticed about quite a number of them is that they were young, okay, especially the one from Ethiopia. She's the head or the chairperson or the president of FIDA in her country, and she's under 35 years old.
Spoken and used term among the women's rights movement, and when we talk about violence against women, we usually see it from the physical and the normal kinds of scenarios. So whenever new technologies or new kinds of findings come into existence, I always say we need to have a gender lens for everything that comes that comes in the advocacy world. So one of it is digitalization. to the way we have been structured.
She's under 35 years old, and it just blew my mind. She asked a question during her session, and she was like, if you're under 35, put up your hand. And it was just me and like 2 other people that were under 35, and it just blew my mind that we are not recruiting younger women, or younger women are trying to do other things. Okay, so it can be 2 things, it can be 2 problems or 2 issues that either FIDA or women lawyers are not recruiting younger women and bringing them and pulling them up, giving them an extending hand and pulling them up to come and join such events, or the fact that women, because we are so busy now and trying to do a lot of different things, that a lot of women are not interested in organizations like this anymore. What does that mean? We're in the era where one source of income is not enough, right? A lot of people know that your salary cannot sustain your lifestyle unless you're working in a really, really nice job. And even then, you want to do investments, you want to do a side hustle, just so that you have another stream of income in case of a rainy day or in case of any, situation. So I find that a lot of young lawyers, young female lawyers, are doing so many other things, and so joining an organization like FIDA may prevent them from being so focused. Because if you're doing makeup or you're doing business or you're doing other things, in fact you're not practicing at all, you will not have the time to be coming to conferences and traveling here. And the third thing, that is sometimes expensive, because tickets now are expensive, hotel accommodation, transportation, and all of that. So it just made me realize that I want to mentor, or at least be a part of the conversation of encouraging young women lawyers, if you're watching me, to not give up, okay? Not give up on the profession. Come closer, let's try to do better so that we can advance women's rights, especially in River State where I am, and Nigeria at large, okay? So that was something that really struck me, how younger women in other countries, younger women lawyers are in powerful positions, especially with human rights. People say human rights is not profitable, it's not this, it's not that. Yes, it might not give you the money that you're looking for, but it will give you visibility. You'll be able to reach places, you'll be able to make impact, okay? So this is what it changed my whole thought process, to be more active in my professional side, because it's very tempting to put the profession at the back. You're collecting salary every month, that at the end of the day your husband is providing, so let you go and do other things. But if you have been called, to become, a lawyer, if you have been called to a profession, to become something, and you know that you've been called, the provision will always come. The extra provision will always come. Okay, so that was exciting. That was that part that really touched me. And then the next thing is that I met a lot of different people. Okay, I met a lot of different people, different cultures, even within Nigeria. Okay, FIDA in Lagos, FIDA Ibadan, FIDA. Was this young woman, oh my goodness, she's a startup lawyer. I didn't even know that startup lawyers are really like that in Nigeria, but she's a startup lawyer and she's a digital lawyer and all of that. And I had a brief interview with her, and I hope the audio is good, but I'll add the clips here so that you can see how a young woman who was so sure of the career path she wanted, she even spaced out her children. She knew that, okay, if I have children back to back to back, I might not be able to achieve all I want to do. So I'm going to space out my kids so that it will allow me time to grow my family, grow my business, and still, be present in all the different fields that I'm in. So listen to the conversation that we had. So we are the biggest legal conference in Africa concerning women lawyers, and I have an amazing women lawyer. Okay, she is incredible. Her portfolio is intimidating, and she's all around amazing. Her name is Abimo. Okay, she's a digital strategist, digital lawyer. I just want to ask her how she got started, how she's been able to balance work and life. Okay, how she's able to balance the business of digital entrepreneurship, digital marketing, as opposed to legal practice, the traditional legal practice. So let's just start with how you got started. Okay, how old were you when you decided, okay, I don't want to be a regular lawyer, I want to stand out?
Okay. Okay, so I would say that I started when I was like 22.
Wow.
I just wanted more. I was working in a law firm where we're litigation-based law firm, and we're always going to court. And I just wanted something more. So I started picking interest in digital marketing, website design, tech, and all that. But I didn't really go into it at that time until when I got married. That was around that year or next year I got married. And I couldn't really continue my law practice because I was going to have a baby. I was pregnant, and it was really demanding because litigation law firms would be in the office, till late nights, carry files home and all that. So I just told myself that I needed a kind of law practice that is flexible for a woman and that can allow me to connect with my clients from the comfort of my home. And that was when the concept of digital law practice dropped in my mind. So I remembered, you've learned how to, use digital platforms and all that. Why don't you bring it into your law practice now? And so I launched my law practice. That was 5 years ago. Ivy Legal Baristas and Solicitors. And I launched an online presence. I was always online. I did search engine optimization, my website, my social media, and I got my first client online. I was surprised, like it was a shock. So I was so happy, and I was doing fine. And about, let me say, 6 to 8 months into starting, I didn't really know that I was making waves anyway, but lawyers were beginning to call me to ask me what I was doing differently. What are you doing? How are you doing it? We can see that you are thriving, you are coming online, you are getting clients. And I was surprised. Can you teach us? Can you tell us? So digital law practice started like a hobby for me, and I was teaching them for free. I was just like, you can do this, you can just do this. And when they get results, they also come online to shout, I got results.
Yes.
And then it dawned on me that this is also a career path.
Yes.
It's also a business. So I officially launched the Digital Lawyers Network, where I started training lawyers on how to use digital platforms to grow their law practice. What we actually do is we help them structure their law practice for flexibility, so they can practice from the comfort of their home, whether they are at home, they are at the beach, anywhere they can practice. Then we help them to also make impact, build influence, and make more profits. Because we realize that a lot of lawyers are even making the impact, but the influence is not coming. So we want, if you are making impact, then influence must follow. So it's for flexibility, impact, influence, and profits. So some lawyers don't even know that they can get clients, beyond the shores of Nigeria, right from where they are sitting. So I tell them, even if you are in Ibadan, even if you are in Ekiti, you can get a client from the US, and then you connect with them online, and then so since then we've trained over 3,000 lawyers.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow.
We just concluded a batch of the Digital Lawyers Bootcamp, where we train lawyers, we've trained judges, we've trained senior advocates of Nigeria. In fact, we've trained a lot. There was a set that we had a professor, she's also a high court judge. The set we had before this, we had a high court judge, number 3 in the whole state. Wow. So we've trained a lot, and people have been getting results, and it makes me happy, like gives me joy. Digital law practice is actually stealing me. It's actually taking more of my attention from my law practice, but I'm like, this is my source. This is where I started from. So, but it's something that gives me joy because people get results.
You guys that watch me and follow me, you know that I am somebody who believes in work-life balance. I'm a family woman, but I'm also a lawyer. I'm also an entrepreneur. I do many things. I'm also a woman of God. You guys know I'm moving in the intercessory department in my church and everything. And somehow I'm able to achieve different things in different spheres. So let me ask my guest now how she's able to balance I know because she's now focusing on digital, she can be a little more flexible. But do you think that your practice, your business, I'm asking you now, affects your family life? Like, how are you able to balance it with your kids and all of that? I know you told me just now that you separated your children. She has about 6 years gap or so in between her first and second child. But is there any other strategy you can tell us that would help other women who watch my channel figure out how to wear the many hats God has given us?
Well, basically, I would say that use tech to your advantage as a woman. So just like I told you, I've been able to streamline my law practice for flexibility. So for the past 1 or 2 months, I've not actually been going to my physical law office. Like, I have my staff there, but I don't really go to office if I don't have to be in the office. I work from home. So it gives me more time for my family. I'm at home. I just open my laptop, I do my work, I close my laptop, and they just see me around. That's because my children are young and need me around them. So I go to office when there is something I just have to be there for. So that's what I do. And there is this thing too, there's this thin line between being at home and also being present, because if you're at home, you can actually get carried away and you're always working. So I try to create a schedule. That's one thing I do. And I also try not to do everything. So I have people with me helping me, because there's no superwoman.
I agree.
So I have people who help me. My mother-in-law is a great support.
I literally just talked about mine. Yes.
She's so kind. Like, I am present here right now. She's back home with my kids, and she's taking good care of them. So it gives me time. Even when I'm not there, I understand that the person that is with my kids is someone I can actually trust. That's one thing, because I don't leave my kids with just anybody. So I want to be sure that the person is someone I can trust. And well, I'm at home. She takes care of me. She does everything. So I just make sure I'm at home. I have my schedule. When it's work, it's work. When it's family time, is family time.
And then you have adequate support.
Yes, I have.
This is what support. I preach. I wish you can. I will send the link to all my videos so you can see. I'm literally always talking about support system.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you guys know that I literally preach, I live, I breathe, I preach support. That there's nothing like superwoman. There's no award for sufferhead life. Even when you die and God asks you, why are you here before your time? You cannot give the excuse and say, I was working so hard, I was taking care of everybody. Your children will move on. Sometimes they might even suffer because you're not here, you know, those kinds of things. So we must ensure that we put adequate structures in place if we want to flourish and thrive in this emerging global space. Okay, so continue with me. Let's continue the vlog and see what is happening in the FIDA Africa Regional Conference. Okay, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, like, subscribe, and follow Abimo on all her platforms. Okay, bye. So there you have it, guys. Like, it was super exciting for me to have all these experiences. It wasn't planned. I was even like, why am I going for this thing? You know, I'm going for MBA conference at the end and all of that. But I gained so much. I gained so much from this experience. I gained so much from this. And it made me, like I said, I remembered why I actually wanted to be a lawyer. It took me back to the reason why. Sometimes when you struggle and you wake up in the morning and you don't want to go to work, you don't want to do anything, it's because you don't know the reason why, or you have forgotten the reason why. Your channel is not growing on YouTube, you're struggling with views, struggling with subscribers, it's because you don't remember the reason why. You want to give up because you don't remember the reason why. But once you remember the reason why, okay, my reason, advocacy, to be the voice of women and young girls. You know, to be the one. You know, I remember when I used to sign my emails when I was younger, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, UN Ambassador, this. I used to write a list of things I wanted to be in my future. But by the time I became a lawyer and I saw that, it might not be that profitable, like I said, and you might not get that money immediately, and my friends were doing so many other things in so many different fields, I was like, okay, let me switch to other things, let me try other ways. But then somehow, the Lord has rerouted me, and it's like, this is why I called you. And that fire is burning again, that fire is ignited again, and I know why I wanted to do this. I know why I am excited to go to work, that I look this good this morning. So why am I doing this video? I just wanted to share with you guys my experience, the trip, the fun that I had. I also saw my family members, my cousins. I rode a power bike. Maybe there's a clip here I can show you guys. My cousin is a biker, him and his brother. everybody on their back. I just had a really good time. It was refreshing. I think going to Ghana was supposed to be my holiday, right? But it wasn't that holiday that I expected. I ended up doing a lot of activities in Ghana. But this Abuja gave me some form of rest, okay, that it just brought me back to, like I keep saying, it brought me back to why. So it gave me that sense of fulfillment and rest and gathered my thoughts and everything. And I just had this fight like, okay, I know where I'm going right now. So for those of you listening to me and watching this video, if you're confused, just take a step back and ask yourself why. If you are not sure, just say why. What was the reason in the beginning? Why did I start this? Why did I do this? Pray about it and wait for an answer. A lot of the times we pray and we assume that God has answered, or we assume that God is not answering, or we don't even believe God can answer. You don't have the voice, you don't hear, you don't know how to hear God's voice. But if you're still enough, if you are quiet enough, you will hear the answer. You will hear the reason for why. You will know the purpose and the direction you're supposed to take. So career women, this is for you. This video is for you. Don't get sucked up too much in the multiple streams of income, entrepreneurship and all of that you forget that this is the goal, because we are called to many places. Everybody is called to different things. Not everybody is called to 10 streams of income. Some people are called to 2, some people are called to 1. Even that 1 can be divided into baby streams. Not everybody's going to be a business person, not everybody's going to be an influencer. Just because your life is interesting doesn't mean that you have to be a mommy vlogger, things like that. So just take a step back and say, why am I doing this? What was the original purpose? And I pray that you get clarity. So I hope you enjoyed this video, this vlog, this chit chat and all of that. And I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up this video, like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you later. Bye. Mwah.